Hello and hey, and today we're going to mess around with golf with your friends, this time the haunted full power quote-unquote guide, and we get right into it. We need to zoom all the way in, look at the right side of this crease in the wall here, and that's going to be able to get us to this very specific bounce. I've repeated it a couple times, that's not a fluke shot, just so you know. It took me a while to find it though, as you can see from the 34 count. Alright, hole number 2, we're going to look at, I think at hole 17's hole. Shoot right at the flag, right about. It's not ultra specific here because, again, if there is no bowl on the hole, then I don't show the exact shot, and this is not the case. Again, so here we are. If you're close enough to the hole at this point, you can go ahead and shoot straight at the middle of the hole, which is really weird, but most of the time you'll have to do the kind of bank shot that you saw me do there. And I meant to speak about that a little bit differently, but I think my point comes true here. So, I like to aim at the corner of this thing. There's probably a hole-in-one here, let's be completely honest. But we are probably just at the range that we would have had to have been lucky to go in. So I went for the bank shot instead. Hole 4, this is sort of the full power strat that I think everybody probably uses, at least pretty close to it. That gets us close enough to do the dead center, or just off of dead center knock-in. It's really strange. A lot of holes are the dead center ones, but some of them aren't as well. This one is... I'm sure you could do it in 2, but man, would that be hard to do, because it's not even super easy with your variable powers. So I get a weird bounce here. Did not an optimal bounce. Would have liked to have actually made it over and bounced back a little bit. So you're going to see me struggle a little bit. At this range, I'm still probably too far away to do the center shot, and again, didn't really get any closer with this one, so see me kind of bounce out there. I was kind of disappointed that happened, but we're just close enough to get that. See, it kind of did a double take when it got into the hole there. Hole 6, we're going just for the jump shot, which is just left of hole 4's pin, and then we're going to aim at the left side of the handle on this drawer. And then basically, no matter where you ended up, it'll safely get you into this spot over here. And then this was a pretty bad shot, but it does kind of leave us with the ability to go in from here. You probably could have made that third one. I just did not shoot it very well. We zoom all the way in on hole 7. I aim at this very spot. It's kind of hard to explain. It's where I've found it's like my own visual cue there, and that's just the regular hole-in-one for hole 7. Hole 8. I just go full power at that dark square on the ramp there near the top, and this is just far enough away that does not work, and then we are close enough, but it barely goes in. That's kind of a weird hole. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. This course, varying by hole, can give you different results where you're shooting them, as opposed to like Forest or to Twilight or Oasis, that all have like kind of the swirl in effect. So you could absolutely get a 2 here. I was not... I actually missed the 2 so bad that I was unable to make it in there, as you're seeing. I don't know, I'm stumbling over my words so hard this tutorial, my bad. Hole 10, we're just going to go for the regular old over here shot. Unfortunately, that does leave us just outside of this make range, like the very edge of the distance. So, again... And then this time it does go in, but it's a weird hole. You're going to see, like, it didn't want to go in, but got lucky, and there it was. So be aware that hole 10 is similar to that. Hole 11, we come over to the normal hole-in-one spot. Not a whole lot to talk about. I love this hole. Ever since they removed that weird out-of-bounds trigger, I love that hole. Hole 12, I kind of did a little weird stuff here. Gonna aim just over here. We want to get further away from the mouths, but beware of this. I've never seen this. I let this one in. I never would have expected to come back out after going that far in. Apparently it's possible. On the very next shot, I went a little bit more left here. And I was able to just kind of come out like I thought I was going to the first time. And then I hit another thing, which put me just far enough away to miss that shot. And I was just like, wow, this is insane. And again, I was too far away. But from distance, it was okay with it. I'm not entirely sure how some of these holes work, but 12 is another one of those holes that kind of doesn't fit the norm. So 13, we go full power right there. And that does get us close enough to hit the center shot. Not a big deal. Hole 14 can be hole-in-one'd regularly with proper timing and placement of the shot. I did not show it off here, quite honestly. I went, I think, a little bit too late with this, and so I didn't have quite the power, even though I think I was a pixel off anyway. Just because of that little shot right there, I wanted to leave it in. Hole 14 is just an annoying hole, and I think technically the record holder on this course by like 4 with Classic. So like, just trust me, that hole sucks. Anyway, we go at the edge of the baby jar, and then we go with the baby's head on the couch. I love those sentences every time I get to say them. Just amazing. But that's a pretty simple 2 with full power stuff. 16, just kind of trying something different here. We go right over here. I don't doubt that there's a better solution than this. This was just sort of a makeshift sort of thing. I aim between the 4th and 5th book from the right. And that'll either push you really far to the left up there by the web or back here. From back here, we should just fall down to this level. Not a big thing. And then because there's a bowl, I might as well finish the shot off basically. Hole 17, you can use the shot that I used to get a 2, but it's pixel perfect. And I kind of want to leave pixel perfect stuff out of here. So if you're curious about that shot, find one of my other tutorials or my PB runs, and you'll definitely see it. From here, I made a hard cut because I went way too far right the first time. Need to bounce off this web, and even from here, you'll definitely be able to make this shot if you aim it more specifically. Again, I hope people aren't too offended by me not chasing some of these harder holes. I thought that was going in, that'd be crazy, but as you can see, if you're on top of the hole, shoot middle. That's like the main thing from Haunted that's different. You just shoot in the middle, and it doesn't really make sense compared to the other holes, but new course, different development time, so I guess it's just how it goes. Hole 18, we kind of do our normal stuff here. I happen to get just close enough, or far enough away, I should say, to be able to clip that and come back down. And hole 18 is another one of those holes where it doesn't react like the rest of them. And I was fine with that happening. It's like, it looks a little weird. I attempt to go a little bit left of center, just kind of see if we get more of a swirl, because that is kind of a way to solve it. We go rim. Probably didn't go far enough on the rim. I thought for sure that this would go in, and it didn't. And I was like, okay, well, we might be here for a while. But eventually, I aim left, and it does go in. Although I don't know how reliable that is on the left rim. So Haunted's kind of weird. It's one of those courses where precision is key, so going full power, just blunt force, doesn't usually help you that much, as you can tell. I think we'll go to black here just for a tiny little bit. So it's fun to do. It takes a lot of precision normally, like I was saying, so it's kind of weird to go full power on it. I really wouldn't recommend more than like once or twice, like ever playing it this way. It can be pretty frustrating. So the other courses can be pretty fun with full power. This one is less so. It's definitely possible. You're just kind of tying on a couple extra strokes as like a minimum for each hole, and that's not always so fun. But if you're just kind of goofing off playing, you want something a little bit different, full power on Haunted is a viable choice. So as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Be safe.